Welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome. Just waiting for a few more people to join, and then we are going to get started. Thank everybody for joining us tonight. Perfect. So, hi everyone. Welcome to DC Now Small Business Takeover. I am Miss Rochelle Renee, and I am taking over the DC Now page to discuss all things single mingle. We also are going to talk a little bit about some dating etiquette, dating in the city, how the single mingle came about, respecting boundaries, tips and connections, and we're going to follow up with a question and answer. So if anyone has a question as we are going on, please feel free to use the question icon at the bottom of your page, and then I will know that you have a question. So thank you for joining. Again, I am Rochelle Renee. I am the founder and the owner of the Single Mingle DMV. Single Mingle DMV was established last February. It was just a brainchild of mine. I was single. I wanted to mingle. I did not want to get on a dating app. And I figured there must be people like me that do not want to frequent dating apps and just want to get back to meeting people in person. So I developed the concept to create a mechanism where instead of people going on dating apps and swiping left and right, they would come to my events and look left and right. We did launch February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, at the Park 14th. And I went to my good friends, Mark Barnes, and I thought that Park would just be a great place for a Valentine's Day backdrop. I also love the food there. I frequent there, and I figure that other people loved it too. So I did have my first event there. And that is when the brainchild started that we would have multiple events, but they would be pop-ups. So currently we have had 21 events for the Single Mingle DMV in just about a year and a half. I do not separate people by age. I try doing it upon interest. So we've done everything from a place like Park at 14th to a backyard barbecue. And we've done just about everything in between. We have done karaoke. We've done game night. We had a coffee shop. The specialty about the Single Mingle, our events are themed. So they typically have some element of dress or interest to them. And I tell people it's good to find your interests so you can find your tribe, you can find a like-minded mate. While I do specialize in curating events for singles to mingle, I also just specialize in bringing people together. The Single Mingle has definitely formed a community at this point. And so we have people finding their tribes. We have business members who are finding clients. We have people that are transplants. They're new to the area. They are finding friends, finding their tribe to go out with. I know girls that are now like texting me, we're at brunch, we're at trap karaoke, we're heading out of town to Essence. And they've all done that by way of meeting at the Single Mingle. So we are very, very proud that we're able to be a staple in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area to bring people together. And not only, again, to possibly find a mate, but just to connect individuals within the community so they can mingle together. So I just want to say welcome to anyone that's joined. This is Rochelle Renee taking over the DC Now page, and we are going to get into some dating topics. So the first thing we're going to talk about today are first impressions. I know everyone says, oh, be yourself. It's true, but you also have to know that you are trying to attract someone else. So I tell people when it comes to first impressions, think about the things that you would like and start there. One of my biggest things with doing the single mingle, if there are group members here, I am very encouraging for people to be single, but also ready to mingle. I do believe that a first impression starts with your mind and your heart. You have to be ready to date in order to create a good first impression. If that's taking time between relationships, if that is healing yourself, if that's counseling or life coaching, you have to make those steps your first priority before you are even single and ready to mingle. That is how you're going to make the best first impression, to be your best self. So again, I do ask people that do sign up to be a part of the community, to be positive, have a clear head, be free of divorce proceedings, all legalities, and again, come with a fresh and level head. So when it comes to first impressions, you want to be comfortable. You also want to make sure that the other person's comfortable. Again, environment lends to where are we going to go. A lot of times with dates and creating a first impression, you really want to pick a place that has a wide variety of food. You don't know food allergies yet. You don't know someone's taste. Going to something that's too specialized, again, may not be the best first impression. People generally like to be comfortable on the first date. There are plenty of debates when it comes to coffee and ice cream dates, right? Is that cheap? Is that too cheap? I really feel like you have to do what is best for you. So when it comes to creating a first impression, meeting someone at a place that's suitable for you, comfortable in terms of expense and distance, showing up with a great attitude, and then you will be more comfortable to engage with a person. Once you meet someone, it's never really a good idea to extend your hand for a handshake. It really does put some distance between you and the person. If you're comfortable with giving the person a hug, that, I encourage. But if you're not a hugger, it's okay to just say, great, it's great to meet you. Make sure you're smiling, make sure you're upbeat, and make sure your body language lends to you being welcoming. That does not have to involve touching. I think there's a big misconception that you do have to hug. You do not. But I do not agree with extending your hand when you first meet someone. Again, first impressions, you're on a first date, maybe you're sitting down. You really do not want to act like you're on a job interview. You do not want to act like you are going to get every piece of information of this person's life. It's really a casual meeting. This is why I also advise that first dates be quite short. I don't recommend that you plan hour-long activity because you just want to sort of get to know the person, get the vibe, and then if things are going well, you can go on to do something for a longer period of time. But basic questions, interests, desires and passions, what they're looking for in life, they're all appropriate. Those are more appropriate first date questions in terms of just likes and dislikes. Again, would not get into anyone's, private and personal business at that time. That's not going to make a good impression when they walk away. You also want to make sure that if you are a talker, you are allowing the other person to speak. Okay? Talking, over talking someone, not allowing them. So if you know that you are a talker, this may be a time to just dial back and possibly do some listening. Just like work, you probably do not want to talk about hot button topics such as religion and politics. Those could be very, very gray areas on trying to make a good impression and a first impression. So again, you're sort of straddling the line between being yourself and being accommodating to meeting someone, being open, being honest, being a listener, not being overbearing. So I believe those are all things to make a first impression. I also think your dress goes in. We are very, very visual creatures, human beings in general. So you do want to make sure, again, that you're comfortable. Ladies, wearing heels, you can't walk in wobbling around. It may not be the best thing if the heels are just not your thing. Again, appropriate dress for where you are going to on the date. Also, another, tip that I would give you. But again, we have lots of great ideas on our Single Mingle page. We do have a Facebook page. We have over 32,000 people in that page. People are constantly giving date ideas. Some of those date ideas are free or just some really cool things to do in DC. So I do ask that, join our page, get some ideas, and you have the ability to have a community of singles that you can ask questions to. So again, that is the Single Mingle DMV page. And again, that is on Facebook. And please join. So when it comes to dating, we talked just a little bit about not getting too personal. So when it comes to boundaries, you do have to read the room. You do have to gauge somebody's comfortability. And for me, I believe that the best way to do that is just through eye contact, casual conversation, not coming on too fast and too strong when it comes to boundaries. Again, asking someone extremely personal questions, being overly opinionated, not allowing the person to engage. All of those things could not be respecting their boundaries. So when it comes to dating, I think the biggest thing is a comfortability, not only for yourself, but trying to establish comfortability with the other person as well. And so again, we have a few new people. I am Rochelle Renee. Welcome to DC Now, Small Business Takeover. I am the owner, co-founder, creator of the Single Mingle DMV. And we were just talking a little bit about some icebreakers and comfortabilities on dates. So again, after the date is over, I think that is when the real work starts. Following up on building a connection with the person. At the Single Mingle, we do have Mingle events. Those events are monthly. So we have a wide range of people that come out. Our last few events, we've averaged 400 people. So we have a lot of people connecting at those events. It's really the follow-up after those events that make it count. Some people nowadays are exchanging emails, some are exchanging social media, and some are exchanging phone numbers. I think the best scenario I can tell you is, hey, can I contact you? How can I contact you? I don't think that anyone should assume that you're going to get a number. A lot of people are really big on giving their social media. They may want to see who you're connected with. But once you get the contact and then you make the follow-up, you then want to, contact the person in a reasonable amount of time. That is a huge, huge thing that we talk about. You get someone's number. Do you call that night? Do you call the next day? I do believe that that's a comfortability issue, but I do believe following up, I would say within 3 to 5 days. If you meet someone and they're excited and they want to get to know you and they don't hear from you, they're probably going to lose interest or think that you're not interested. So again, meeting someone, getting the contact, following up, I would say within 3 to 5 days is absolutely reasonable. After that, again, someone's going to lose interest. They could lose interest. They could think you're not interested, and they can now sort of move on to the next person. So it's not only about making the connection, it's about maintaining it and then building on it. This is also true for friendships and business relationships as well, right? So if you meet someone at a networking event, you do get their contact. Professionally, it's great to send an email. Great meeting you. Would love to connect in the future. If it's a friendship, maybe adding them to your social media. If it's someone that you are considering dating, that is when you probably want to make that 3 to 5 day contact and, maybe possibly talk on the phone, get to know them and get their comfortability level. Again, with setting boundaries, another topic we quite discuss is FaceTiming. It's probably not appropriate to FaceTime someone that you do not know. You want to make sure that there is some established comfortability there before you do that. When you do start having contact with a person and you are conversing with them, again, you want to get to casual conversation starters, icebreakers. How was your day? How was work? Maybe start to understand the routine a little bit. Do you work out? What time do you work out? You want to know the appropriate times to call. Again, you want to set those boundaries and you don't want to go digging into someone's background when making that first impression with those initial phone calls. Sometimes it is okay to send a text. That's another topic we've discussed quite frequently in my group is the infamous good morning text or grand rising. Those are all, very personal things that maybe, are okay with you in terms of sending text. Some people actually prefer phone calls. I know myself, I prefer for someone to give me a call, maybe, sometime in the day, ask me how I'm doing. But some people are texters and that's okay. If they want to prefer text and if that is okay with you, I would continue that. Some people say that someone texts them too much. They never got to hear their voice. They never invited them out. And sometimes you could lose those connections. So I think it's gauging your audience, gauging the person, in following, what, could be comfortable for them. I will say that when you are starting to regularly date someone, we do have a lot of banter on the group about how much are you going to call them, who should be making the contact. One of the biggest things lately is if you make a date with someone, who should follow up. And that seems to be quite an issue, again, about who will be following up. I would not get so bogged down in those things. I think if you make a date with someone, you want to give them a call, follow up with them, I think it is absolutely okay. So when it comes to dating, I don't think there are any really right or wrong answers. I think that dating can be tough. I do think that it's best to create a situation where you and the person are both comfortable and not having to have so many rules to what is going on. So I did want to take some time to talk a little bit more about the Mingle. Again, I am Rochelle Renee. I am taking over DC Now's page for the Small Business Takeover. I am the creator and the founder of the Single Mingle DMV. The Single Mingle DMV is a brand that has been created to encourage singles to mingle in person at our Mingle events rather than going to a traditional dating app. There's nothing against dating apps, but I do feel like with the pandemic, a lot of people on remote work, people are isolated. And so because of that, we have lost a lot of in-person contact with each other. Our events do specialize in people coming out. We have themed events, so for people can meet each other in person. A typical event for the Single Mingle does start off with an hour of speed dating. You do have to sign up for speed dating. You do have to get a speed dating ticket. Once you obtain that ticket, we do email you. We let you know what time we're going to start speed dating. And we do ask that you show up on time. Once you get there, we do sit all the women on one side, and then the men move as we ring the bell every 3 minutes. Our speed dating segments are a really great way to just start some good conversation habits, possibly to meet someone in further contact. Our events, again, have been averaging about 300 to 400 people. So there are a lot of people. So a speed dating ticket can give you that one-on-one attention, particularly if you're an introvert or if you've been in a relationship and now you're in a breakup and maybe you're not ready to mingle with the masses. That is a good way. The next 2 hours of our event are a mingle hour. They look like any other happy hour in the city. It just so happens that everyone is single. This gives you a time to walk around and talk to people. Generally, during this time, the music is high enough for you to hear, low enough for you to talk. So you are able to, make some connections and some contacts. If somebody catches your eye, you're able to ask for their contact information at that time. Some people have formed relationships and friends in the group. So they may, start some communications with their friends, get some drinks, order food. That food is a big thing with the mingling. We do have people that come in and cook sometimes. We do go to established DC places such as Barcode, Lima. We've been to Hook Hall, Society in Silver Spring. So we choose places with great menus. So you are able to eat and drink during those couple of hours. And then the last 2 hours, we really turn it up. We have some great DJs that are in the city that come and spin for us. And we've done everything from have a violinist play to have salsa lessons on Cinco de Mayo. So it really is a great time to not only meet people, but let your hair down and to have some fun. Currently, we are having a pool party for the Single Mingle DMV. That pool party is going to be in PG County, Maryland. After registration and payment, we are providing the address to that. That is on Saturday, July 27th. We have a really, really great menu that we're going to be offering. Crabs, truffled macaroni and cheese, devil eggs. We're going to have different style kebabs, salmon, beef, and chicken. And we have a really, really great griller that's coming in to make us some sliders and a few other items. So if something like that interests you, definitely check out our website. It's www.thesinglemingledmv.com. You can go over to upcoming events, click on that. You'll see the pool party flyer, and you can read some information about the upcoming pool party. I did want to open up the floor to any questions. If anyone has a question, happy to answer anything. There is a question button. You can press that. And So someone asked me, what is the ratio to men and women? So that is why the Single Mingle DMV is actually doing very well. I know that single events get a very bad rap because, you know, in the past there would be 200 women and 3 guys. That is not the case with the Mingle. We actually have over 32,000 people in the group. I have parameters in there. I don't want to divulge exactly how I do it, but it is monitored very closely. We have a certain number of women's tickets and a certain number of men's tickets. Our ratios are pretty much 50-50, which is outstanding for the DC area. That is why both men and women keep coming back, because of these equal ratios. But because of the tickets that we distribute in the numbers, one sex cannot outpower the other. So again, we do have a really, really great ratio. Someone else asked me, what is the average people who participate in the speed dating? So the speed dating tickets, I do them, and I'm doing them based on the event. I'm going to give you an example. For Cinco de Mayo, I knew we were having the salsa dancer coming in. I knew that we were having the Mingle hour, and we were going to have the DJ turn up. It's not advantageous to try to have 40, 50 people talk to each other for 3 minutes each. If that was the case, I'd just have a speed dating ticket. So generally, I keep it to about 10 women and 10 men. The tickets go extremely, extremely fast for our speed dating. But people love it. Again, we've had 21 events. We have done that since February of 2023. So we're coming up on 18 months, 21 events, 32,800 members as of today. And it's really, really growing because we are conscious, right? I am looking at numbers. I am looking at themes. I am looking at places and making it really an enjoyable experience for singles to meet. So I really hope that you all will check out our website. Again, that's www.thesinglemingledmv.com. If you go under past events, you will see all 21 flyers of every event that we've done. If you click on those pictures, you will be able to see pictures of if you click on the flyer, you'll be able to see the pictures, and you can see pictures of every event that we have done. We have a great videographer and photographer on staff. His name is Michael Owen Kirby. He does an amazing job. Every event has an amazing recap. You can also check those out on our TikTok page, which is also thesinglemingledmv.com. And get a little bit immersed into the community. I give people the website so they can see the events. They can see the pictures. And then if it's something that interests you, then I do recommend that you join the group. Once you get into the group, it's a bit of a different world there, right? You have 32,000 people that are talking. We talk about current topics, breakups, prenups. We have anonymous posts. So if you have a story you'd like to share, and maybe you don't want somebody to know you behind it, but you'll see a wide range of people. We do intro posts, so you can say your name, your location. I try to keep the group extremely clean. So, no profanity, no nudity or anything like that. But we do have this space for singles to mingle and to meet. Again, it is for singles. Again, it's not appropriate if someone's married to be in that space. It's also not appropriate to look for a third person in that group. It's just not what it's for. The group is curated for singles to mingle. And there are other groups for that, but this group is just particularly not for that. One thing I really enjoy about my group is the raw honesty. You really get to see what the dating pool looks like. Sometimes people have in their mind what the perfect person looks like, whether that's their profession or their height. Maybe it's the way someone should look. And I think that having, 32,000 people across Maryland, DC, and Virginia, this is really what the dating pool looks like. We have some very great people in the group. We have people that are dating, have dated, have left and came back. And we do have couples. Again, I enjoy the fact that we call them exit posts. A lot of times we get people to link up and then they'll share that they have met and then they decide that they are going to leave the group. I do ask that people stay in touch. I think it's a great thing to let people know that they've, met in the space. And just to keep track of our couples and what's going on out there. Recently, we do have a couple that says they're getting married in March of 2025. So hopefully that comes to fruition, and I'd love to come back or go live. They said that they are going to make the Mingle part of the service. So I'm super, super excited about that. Again, the couples that we do have been keeping in touch, and everyone seems to be doing well. One thing I do like about the Mingle is not everyone's looking for a relationship, right? It's not called, single relationship. It's called Single Mingle. So it is a place for you to get your feet wet, start communicating with other singles, meeting with people, testing your comfortability level, particularly outside of a long-term relationship, because many of our people have been in long-term relationships and now they're getting back outside. We have another question. Someone says, what is something that I've noticed that has been a success factors with individuals meeting in the events? Honestly, I think it's people actually coming to the events. The couples that we do have, besides one, have all met at the event. The other met in a DM situation. I think being single, being ready to mingle, and coming to the event with, a positive outlook. But I think it starts with, this is the Single Mingle. Our tagline is an alternative to online dating. You have to be open to the concept of meeting people. And what I have noticed, the common factor with the people that are together, they were all very open and positive with being a part of the group, attending the event, having open mind and good communication. And I think that that's the common needle through all of them. So that was a really, really great question. But yeah, they were very open to the concept. Some people, prefer to meet people online. I do not think that there's anything wrong with that. I do not date app shame. I just think at some point you have to pull back those filters. You have to see a real person. You have to have real conversation. And I think that rawness from meeting someone, it's just nothing like it. I also wanted to bring up that our Mingle events are on different days. We have now had Mingles on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some people ask me very often, well, why aren't they just on Saturdays? Why aren't they not on the weekend? Can we get a schedule of events so I can take off work or put in leave? I like sort of the randomness of you do not know where it is or when it is or what the theme is. It creates a shuffling of the deck. If you come to my event in January and you didn't see anyone you like, you really don't want to mingle with those same people in February. So we try to not only move days, but times, events, and themes, just so people can meet different people. Recently, we have started to venture out to Baltimore. We had our first event at Remus. It's now called Soul Street in Baltimore, and that was for St. Patrick's Day. We called it Charm City, Look and Love. So that was a really, really great event. So I decided for a pre-Independence Day mingle, we just did a rooftop sneaker mingle in Baltimore at Belize, and it was a sneaker rooftop social. So everyone wore tennis shoes, and we coined it soulmates, like the bottom of your soul. And we had almost 400 people come throughout the night. So that was a very, very great event. So not only are we in DC, Maryland, Virginia, we are expanding to Baltimore, and you're going to see more of the Single Mingle. We were going to start having more events, more different types of events. We just did Pride for June. We just took an excursion to Dominican Republic. We have another upcoming excursion, which I'm going to announce shortly. Most likely will be in January on MLK weekend. So you're going to, be seeing a lot more of the Single Mingle, and we plan to venture out to other cities in other states really soon, because people are single everywhere and they want to mingle everywhere. So again, if you are in the DMV, in Baltimore, in driving distance, please join us. Again, www.thesinglemingledmv.com. You can look at past events, upcoming events. Also, you can join our Facebook group. Again, lots of members there. And I just want to really thank DC Now and Small Business. Small businesses supporting each other are just extremely important right now. My members know how much I care about them and how much I appreciate them. There is absolutely no Single Mingle without, my singles. Extremely supportive group of people. They've come out, they've purchased tickets, they spend money at the bar, they refer us to their friends and family. And it's because of small platforms like DC Now and word of mouth that the Single Mingle is growing. I don't take opportunities to take over someone's platform for granted. This is a huge thing. I'm honored to be a part of this. I thank you for asking me, letting me represent the Mingle here today. And again, I would definitely love to follow up on our 5 couples. Maybe DC Now will have us back. Maybe we could invite some of the couples next time, or have some of the members chime in, just so you can get an idea. But again, thesinglemingledmv.com. We are on all socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Please look us up. And this has been a really great opportunity. And again, thanks for having me. I think someone had the question, would I ever tour with the group? I will. I do plan on doing some tours with the Mingle. I have to see what that looks like. And what I mean by that, it's really important to me where events are held and that themes match the event. I am connecting with some people in different cities, so we can, make sure that it's seamless in how we're doing things. DC was a pilot program for this. It's going well. But yes, it is time for the Single Mingle to venture off into other places and spaces. But thank you. So again, our website, give me a contact. My email is admin@thesinglemingledmv.com. If anyone has any questions, you can also send the Single Mingle IG page a message. And it was really good meeting all of you guys. And again, thank you to DC Now. These small business platforms are incredible, and keep doing your thing. And I hope that we can come back really soon. All right. Thank you.